All right, what's going on, guys? I kind of want to start this video with something kind of serious, and it's about Glenda. See, Glenda was one of my chickens that I got, I don't know, in the March time frame. I don't know, then maybe about a month in, I started noticing some changes in Glenda. Turns out, Glenda was a rooster. And right there he is. So Glenda is now Glendo. The problem with Glendo is I don't get eggs from him, but we're not going to get rid of him. He's still going to be part of the farm. He's pretty skittish, so he's not the best rooster that I've ever seen, and he actually doesn't do anything to try to attack me or anything like that. But if he does, we'll take care of him then. But so far, he's just a big wimp. But welcome, Glendo. All right, I'm back outside for the first time in about 5 days. It has been raining solid for 4 to 5 straight days. And it's only been in the mid 60s, maybe low 70s some, which is very odd for this time of year. We needed the rain, and so did the garden. And that's what we're here to do. So when I planted the garden, and when I was talking about my cucumber plants, which are here and here, I was talking about building one that's either going to grow on the ground, kind of like this one, or that one, either one. But I'm probably going to take this one right here and build some type of, I guess you could call it trellis system, using some of the fence like I used here for the chicken coop, or the chicken fence. And I'm just going to build it kind of at an angle. That way the vines can go up the fencing, and then the theory behind that is for the cucumbers to grow through the holes. Now the holes may be too small for that actually to take place, but we're going to give it a try, kind of see what happens. I've already got my fence out here. I've got my stake, you know, and a couple of the odds and ends, a couple tools that we may need to get this job done, but we'll see how this goes. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is chop this stake in half. I'm just going for ballpark. I'm not going for exact measurements. It's about half this length. Yeah, I have an electrical saw and stuff like that. Everything's just inside. If I need to put a point on this later, I will. Right now, I don't think I need to. So I'm gonna take these, go ahead and drive them into the ground. That way they can kind of stand up on their own. Got a couple cucumbers on here. We're not going for perfection, plus this wood's been sitting outside. Let's see how wide this is. 29 inches. Now, here's the part that I'm not really sure what's going to take place. Well, I'd like to get it at the base of this plant right here. helping this one along, encouraged to grow up. Kind of like I did with the grapevines. We'll let this one grow on its own over here. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So this plant down here on the bottom is probably going to grow out that way towards the sun. The sun kind of goes out behind where the camera is, and that's where the majority of the sun stays most of the day. So it's probably going to kind of skirt around there and try to make its way there. Or I may, you know what, while I'm at it, this is more of an experiment anyways, so these plants will probably produce enough cucumbers that it's not the end of the world if one of these plants doesn't make it or something like that. And we know plenty of people who have cucumbers, so I'm gonna try to encourage this one to grow up this way, maybe through the middle, and maybe it can kind of make it up here or something. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this works. Again, these holes may be probably too small for the cucumbers to actually go through there, depending on how big we let them get before we pick them. For example, we have a couple growing right here. That one's small enough to go through. Probably needs to be picked tomorrow or a day or two after that, but they're starting to grow, they're starting to sprout. So hopefully this encourages them. They get some air to breathe, and they're not kind of crowded on top of each other. I went ahead and left most of these plants together when, instead of just pulling out a plant or two to do the same exact thing, I didn't have a lot of plants make it, so I kind of let these kind of do what they wanted to do. But I'll cut them back as I need to. But right now they look pretty good. Things are really starting to take off. The lettuce actually needs to be picked. The watermelons are starting to take off. And another garden update is I'd ran out of this black weed paper whenever I originally put it down, but Phil and I came across some sweet potato plants. So every open area that there is brown dirt, we kind of re-tilled it up, re-fluffed it up, got rid of the weeds, and there are sweet potatoes in each one of those spots right now. So we'll kind of see how those do. It'll probably be late summer, early fall before we get the chance to pick some of them, but it should be good.